That's right. It's the final Challenger Series event, the Bioglan Newcastle SURFEST, presented by Bonsoy. Challenger surfers navigating the world, starting here in Australia, on to South Africa, Huntington Beach, Portugal, Brazil, Hawaii, back here to Newcastle. The mission to qualify for the championship tour. That's what India Robinson wants to do, as she's gone out on her morning surf. And this is what it looks like at Meriwether this morning. Some rain, plenty of swell coming through. So we'll be taking a look at these conditions and getting ready for what will be the final Challenger event of the season, where we qualify everyone. I'm Kai Pogoro, along with Richie Lovett and Flick Palmentier. And Flick, not only are we qualifying people, that's exciting news, but we're also celebrating 40 years of SURFEST here in Newcastle.
Oh, this is such an iconic event. You know, it's been going for so many years. I think about the winners that have etched their names in the trophy and what they've gone on to do in their careers, lustrous CT careers, CT wins, and it means a lot to win out here. And yeah, this week we're going to be celebrating that and all of the iconic moments that come along with it.
Pivotal event that has been for years, for decades, a pivotal event in professional surfing. This year, qualification, 9 men still, spots still up for grabs.
Yeah, it's 7 of 7, and it's crunch time, and we're going to start the championship tour in 2 weeks' time down at Bells Beach. So we've got 9 spots to fill on the men's side. We've got a couple more to fill on the women's side. It's going to be a really exciting week. It's shaping up really well in terms of the forecast. There's a really good energy around Newcastle. It always delivers an exciting event. Can't wait.
Final event is always a combination of tears for some, cheers for some. It's going to play out all week. Let's see how this starts to play out today. And we'll go down to Ronnie Blakey on the beach for the call. Ron.
Yeah, Kipes. Yeah, Rich. Yeah, Flick. How exciting is this? 40 years of SURFEST. Can't believe it. Love this place. Love this event. This city always delivers. It's delivering a bit of rain out there at the moment, but there is swell, and that's a positive. Here with Will Hayden-Smith. Morning, Will. Mate, tell us, what's the call for today? Are we going to see some of these crucial heats getting underway?
Yeah, it's pretty wet and wild and windy out there at the moment, but we're pretty confident at some point we'll see some action. The surf's supposed to drop a little bit, wind's supposed to drop a little bit through the day, and the tide coming up might put a bit more water on the bank. And yeah, we're going to go on hold until 9:30 for another call for a potential 10 o'clock start.
Mate, so much on the line this week. Yes, it's going to be hard for those surfers in those opening rounds to actually graduate to the championship tour ranks, but there is a big carrot dangling for them as well. They can shore up a place on the Challenger.
Yeah, so there's lots of CT spots on the line, which we all know, but there's Challenger spots to re-qualify. There's people just wanting to put on a good performance to maybe put their hand up for the regional wildcard for next year's Challenger Series. So there's a lot on the line. There's no easy heats, and it's going to be exciting to watch through the week.
Awesome, mate. Well, we've got a couple of hours to prep, to get ready. I know you guys are going to dive into some of the favourites for this contest.
Yeah, thank you, Ron, and thank you, Will Hayden-Smith. So you got the news. We got some time to kill, see if everything changes up. Also, who else we asked about changing it and the potential if we're going to run or not? We call Surfline, and Surfline has given us this data. Rich, we can go over today's forecast and the long term. Thanks, Surfline.
Certainly can. Yeah, thanks to Surfline. So you can see there on the map of east coast of Australia here, Sydney, and we're about 2.5 hours drive, sticking to the speed limit, north of Sydney. And you can see all these colours moving up and towards the coast, that sort of yellow and red blob. That's what we're experiencing now. We've got weather with us. We've got onshore winds just howling at the moment, but there's plenty of swell. Kipes, you and I were checking it out. It's head high and above at the moment, which is super contestable, really fun. There's contestable waves out there. It's just a bit unruly, so we'll wait and see what happens. But the rest of the week's looking really good. Tuesday through Friday, you can see there 4 to 5 foot faces, in that range all week. The wind shifting around offshore, onshore. We're going to get some really clean mornings. If we can just battle through today, get through some heats, I think we've got a really good week lining up ahead of us. But thanks again to Surfline, always delivering for us. Perfect.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a lot of opportunity. And it is going to be quite a it's going to be an interesting contest in so many respects when we look at Challenger Series results to that CT qualifications, Flick. On the women's side, we already have some qualified women that are really exciting. I want to identify Tia Zabrowski, youngest surfer ever to qualify for the championship tour. But let's take a look at how the entire Challenger Series works right here.
Oh yeah, so right here you're looking at it, the Challenger Series, you counting the best 5 results out of the 7 events. You've got the top 10 men and the top 7 women qualifying for the championship tour. On the women's side, you can see it here. You've got, Yolanda, she's already locked in. Tia Zabrowski, Sally Fitzgibbons, she's back on. And then you've got Francisca Veselko, who's competing here again, which we'll get to see her, winner at the beginning of the year. And will she back it up for another win? And then on the men's side, you've got Eli Hanneman. He's the only one locked in and absolutely confirmed. You've got 9 spots on the men's side underneath that open. A few of them, you can pretty much say they're locked in, but just not confirmed just yet. But yeah, it gets really interesting on the men's side because it's so tight there around that 7, 8, 9, 10 position. So yeah, a lot of people are open in that discussion.
I think mathematically, Rich, that all the way down to 19th place can qualify in one of those, top 10 spots and make it onto championship tour. So it is going to be a battle.
We see it almost every last event where there's qualification happening. Someone does that last minute dash and does the hero, just throws everything at it and makes the tour. So hopefully we might see it again here at Newcastle.
Well, you guys, we're going to take a little break from Dawn Patrol. When we come back, we're going to take a deeper dive into the men's rankings and those qualification scenarios when we return to Dawn Patrol. And welcome back to the Bioglan Newcastle SURFEST presented by Bonsoy. Day number 1 of the window here. And we are on hold. We'll call it 9:30 local time for a possible 10 o'clock start. And Kai Pogura, Richie Lovett, Felicity Palmentier here on the set. And thank you for joining us. We went to break talking about the men's qualification scenarios. Let's take a look, Rich, at our top 10 for the men coming into this final event of the Challenger Series. Eli Hanneman, remember, he's already qualified, not confirmed yet. Those other 9 surfers right there. That's not a guarantee for any of those guys.
No. They need to be coming into this event going, my spot is not secure, I need to earn it. So, there's some names there that we've seen on the championship tour before. They're trying to make their way back in. A couple of newcomers, Oscar Berry, Luke Thompson. It's an exciting field. It's really exciting. Jacob Wilcox down in 10th there, he won this event at the start of the Challenger Series. So he's going to look to bookend that and get his spot back on. But, the prospect of these guys on tour makes me excited. So, they're going to be surfing their heart out this week.
I'm particularly excited about Kaoli Voss. I think he's worthy of being on the championship tour. He needs to get a 17th here, and then he's on. So we'll see how that plays out. But another surfer that I'm excited about, jumping 23 spots, winning at Pipeline, Callum Robson could be back on tour with a good finish here at Newcastle. But his performance at Pipeline, Flick, just so versatile, so strong.
Oh, it was incredible. Coming into this event window, everyone was looking at the Surfline Forecast, and it was going to be absolutely heaving. 8 to 10 foot, proper pipe, proper backdoor. And Callum did not back down from the challenge, right? He absolutely sent it. He had a big task ahead of him if he wanted to put himself in contention, to re-qualify for this championship tour. But he was just so gutsy out there. And versatile here. You see, Kaipo, you said it, being able to throw airs into the mix as well. I think he's going to be carrying a lot of confidence coming from this win. To win at Pipe, to carry that momentum here, you're back on home soil in Australia, to try and keep this potential CT re-qualification dream alive. I think things are looking good for Callum Robson.
I agree. And just the fact that the versatility, he had incredible barrel rides there, but we didn't expect in the final for him to be the guy punting airs. Did that. Callum's on a roll. He's got a lot of forward momentum right now. We'll take a look at some of the scenarios, Rich, because there's so many of them. How are they going to get onto the championship tour? Well, here's an easy guide.
Yeah. This is it gives you a breakdown of what everyone needs to do. Obviously, the surfers at the top of the ratings don't need to do as much, depending on what scores they're actually dropping. We take the top 5 out of 7. So Cowley and George Pittard, not too much to do there, but then everyone else, they kind of need to get through some heats. But the thing to consider is that as surfers drop out of the draw as well, these requirements might start to disappear, and that's when we're going to start solidifying spots. But the fun thing for us to do is get the rating sheet, get our pens out, and start putting red lines over everyone.
Rich, that's a bit harsh.
Brutal, but I love doing. I know it's I take joy in that. Sorry, but this is cool. Like I just love surfers that earn their spot, surf their way to it. But there's the difference between defending your position if you're in the top 10 already, and someone like Callum who's come up with nothing to lose, and he's like, okay, I've still got nothing to lose. They're the dangerous ones.
Flick, speaking of number 10 on the rankings, Jacob Wilcox, semi-final finish. He's back on tour to Western Australia, and he's our defending champ, so we know he can do it out here.
Oh, I mean, Jacob's surfing speaks for itself. Everyone's been saying it for years. This guy deserves to be on tour. He did have that short stint, and people were like, yes, this guy's finally made it. I mean, this year obviously started off with a win here at SURFEST, but then had the unfortunate ankle injury and sort of been fighting his way back on, all year, basically. I think he's carrying a first-round knockout if you look at his results. So if he just replaces that, he's going to automatically jump up a couple of spots on those live rankings. So not really much to do for Jacob, but he is carrying that pressure with him, that pressure that you spoke about, Rich. He has, something to lose, whereas these other surfers underneath him are just trying to have something to gain. It's just like, where would you rather be? I mean, they're both difficult positions to be in. But, Jacob, he deserves to be back on tour, I believe. So we'll see if he can get it done.
I just think, Rich, actually, when we talk about Jacob Wilcox, he's a surfer that will shine on the championship tour, given the venues there. After having to, honestly, like the Challenger Series is a grind, and that would be the reward for him.
Absolutely. You kind of feel like his surfing is more suited to the championship tour and some of those bigger wave locations. I mean, you go and look at some of his edits that he drops, up north of WA. He's equally as comfortable out here in beach break conditions as he is on a 10-foot slab, So you kind of feel like he undercooked it when he was on the championship tour, and he was probably going, just give me another shot at it, and I promise I'll do better.
I feel you.
Hope he does it.
I feel you. Well, we're going to take a break right now. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk about the women's scenario, the women's rankings. That's all coming up when we come back to Dawn Patrol right after this. Welcome back to the Bioglan Newcastle SURFEST presented by Bonsoy. Day number 1 of the event window. We are on standby right now until 9:30 local time, where a call will be made to see if we have a 10 o'clock start. Kuiper Guerrero, Richie Lovett, Felicity Palmentier here on the set. Thank you for joining us. We left talking about the men. Now it's time to talk about the women. And the top 10 from the women right now coming into this event: Yolanda Hopkins, Tia Zabrowski, Sally Fitzgibbons, Francisca Veselko, all qualified. Rich, leaving 3 remaining spots.
Yeah, it's a little more cutthroat on the women's side, isn't it? Like, we've already locked in a few there. Great to see Sally back on the tour again. Gosh, she just does not lay down, huh? She just keeps coming back for more and more and more, which is great to see. But Tia Zabrowski, she's the one that's super exciting for everyone. She is so young and so fiery. Big future ahead.
Oh, totally. I'm super excited to see her. But, I just look at all those flags there. I mean, it's been an absolute charge from the European countries, right? I mean, it's absolute domination there in the top 10. Super exciting to see how this is going to play out. I think Nadia, you look at the points there, she's sitting in number 5th. Pretty safe to say she might be making it, but it's really going to be challenging for those last couple of positions, I feel. And, it's going to be heartbreak and dreams come true for some this week in Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it right there on that graphic. 2 Portuguese flags already qualified. One of those Portuguese flags on the shoulder of our defending champ, Kika Veselko. Let's hear from Kika.
I'm excited to go back to that first place and finishing off the year. I mean, the Challenger season in the same place where I was really happy. I think my goal is to do my best, of course. I don't want to slow down just because I'm on tour. Just be relaxed. I think it's a good opportunity to compete, which is what I love the most, in a more relaxed way. I mean, just because I'm on tour, that means I can do more of my surfing and don't have to be nervous about points or stressing out with anything. Like, that's out of the way. I just want to enjoy my time doing it. Test new boards and try to surf more freely and release more of the tail, just do some maybe different turns. Just put everything out there with passion and love. yeah, I'm really excited. I love Newcastle.
Throws up the horns there in victory. She's the bull, right? Kika Vaselko. She's already, you know, a world junior champ. She's going to have an opportunity this year to be a world champion because she's already on the championship tour. Take a look now, Rich, at our women's scenarios. We said 3 spots left, and this is how it's going to go down.
Yeah, you can see the lineup there and what are the requirements. Alyssa Spencer, be good to see her get back on tour again, you know. Such a clean, polished surfer. Nadia there and all the scenarios underneath. So, you know, this is going to be as exciting on the women's side as it is on the men's. You know, last year or when we were here for the first event in Newcastle, you know, the women really stole the show, really. They were just putting down some incredible surfing. So really looking forward to sort of filling in those last 3 spots. Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, well, you know, Flick, the Australian hope, Sophie McCulloch, she wins this event. She's back on tour coming into this event at number 12, but she's got some incredible free surfing action here.
This thing actually looks like a wave straight from backdoor, right? I mean, there's perfect positioning there and just an absolute thing of beauty. It's really magical, really, when you watch that. It's like, oh my goodness, Newcastle really can produce some amazing conditions and waves. But yeah, Sophie McCulloch, obviously surfing incredible. She actually was just up at the ABB at Burleigh surfing for her club. So she's done the overnight back down here. She was looking in really good form. I was watching that over the weekend and coming back down here. Obviously, she's got a big job ahead of her. She's got to win to qualify. But
it's possible.
It is. It's all you need.
Telling me there's a chance.
Yeah, and there is a chance in all, you know, we always talk about these scenarios in which that's what a surfer needs to do regardless of what everyone else is doing. You know, a couple of key figures go down. The requirement could be much less for Sophie McCulloch. We're going to see how it all plays out. Stick with us right now because we're playing out here on Dawn Patrol. We're taking a break and we're coming back and we're going to talk about 40 years of SurfFest. A little bit of weather on the beach here. That's why we're on hold. We're standing by. We're making another call, 9:30 local time, to see if we get going with round number 1 at 10 a.m. local time here at Meriwether. So we're monitoring the conditions. Lots of swell, but rain squalls have been coming through. Surfers don't mind being wet. It's just the conditions that we're watching. And we are also, not just anticipation, Kuiper Girl, Richie Lovett, Felicity Palmentier, not only anticipation to start this event, Rich, but celebration. 40 years of SurfFest.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, Newcastle is a surf town. Think of some of the names that have come out of here. Luke Egan, Mark Richards, Simon Law, Nicky Wood. Like, the list goes on, and they're still producing. You know, so this town really knows how to embrace their surfers. They know how to celebrate their surfing. There's so much going on in and around the event. Been doing it for 40 years. I mean, I remember watching this event on TV and, you know, that famous final with Curran and Ockie and, you know, Ock got those waves before the southerly hit and beat Curran. It's just like that sort of stuff made me want to be a pro surfer. And, you know, it just produces every year. And this is going to be an iconic one.
Yeah, Flick, and it's also been it's a pivotal event no matter what its iteration is, whether it's a QS event, whether it's a Challenger event. It really has been a pivotal event to start a lot of surf careers right here.
Oh, totally. I think, you know, just to get in the spirit of International Women's Day, I think about the women here who have won multiple times or 3 times. I think Pam Burridge, I think Rebecca Woods, Sally Fitzgibbons, like, you know, you think about those names and you think about what they've gone on to do in their careers. You know, you've got world titles there, you've got runner-up finishes, top 10 finishes. And, yeah, I think it's iconic, right? And it's been creating those iconic, you know, moments for 40-plus years, and we'll be celebrating that the whole event.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and you know what? This is just the start of the window. I want to thank, you know, the surf club, the local surf community, this entire town for really supporting professional surfing. And everyone can turn your sprinklers off today. All of the lawns will be well watered. We're coming through with some big rains right now, but we got all kinds of stuff happening this week. Kicking it off. Yeah, tomorrow night, we got salty trivia at the Beach Hotel. Rich.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. The nightlife around Newcastle is also quite memorable.
Or not.
There's a couple of nights that I can sort of remember from way back in the day. But no, you can see here, you know, we're going to be action all day long down here at the beach. And then there's nocturnal activities trivia night, surf film night, you know.
DJs.
Yeah, DJs, everything. You don't need to kind of look too far to be able
Winston
to
Surf Shirts
Yeah,
going to be
let's do
playing. We got a film festival, and of course that closing party where we're going to know all of our qualifiers. You're going to want to make it here on Sunday, March 15th to celebrate with the rest of the crew that made it onto the championship tour.
Yeah. So big shout out to everyone at Newey, all the Novocastrians. Thanks for having us. It's going to be a great week. And yeah, can't wait to get this thing underway. I actually think we're going to get some heats done, to be honest. Yeah, just checking the radar. I think we're going to be
positivity. I like
let's
it.
do this.
I like it. Well, check in worldsurfleague.com, 9:30 local time. We'll see if we get going here at the Bioglan Newcastle SURFEST, presented by Bonsoy. See you then.